We're back here at Cooper Creek Square talking about So Ill with Drew Munro, editor of the SkiHi News. And some people might have brought a prop like the paper that they run to share with us. Instead, you brought a picture that, did you carry this around to feel better? Or what's going on
actually,
here?
I have this taped up in my office.
A monster big thank you.
Well,
from
this was
Granby
brought to
Storytime.
me by
Okay.
by one of the women who runs Storytime at the Granby Library. And we gave them some end rolls from the press so they could color on it. And the kids were appreciative, and they wanted a big monster thank you for Mr. Drew. Which,
Did you go read Storytime from time to time? Is that one of your side gigs?
I haven't done that. I've actually thought about that. Right now, I don't really feel like I have the time, but I may get into that.
Okay.
We do try to support things like that, and we support the libraries and the schools with those end rolls. I know it's not much, but I don't know where else they would get it. They can run this thing the length of the classroom, and they can all draw on it. And really, it's not going to be used for much else. And that's kind of one of the nice components of being in a small town. I mean, yeah, we cover hard news stories. We cover stories that some people consider controversial. But that's not all we're about.
I would think
we're part of the community.
Being in a small town, I mean, we've got a lot of different interests in a ski town. We're going to have a lot of people that want to see the resort explode, the population explode. Got a lot of people want to protect the old way of life and the fishing and the quietness and stuff like that. So, I mean, you're obviously touching on a lot of hot topics up here. Well, I would assume, through different personalities, both from the editorials and from more unbiased.
That's an ongoing battle across the West. The old West versus the new West. The people who've been here for 30 years and want it to be the way it always was. I mean, you can't stop time.
Do you have to dance a ginger dance there to not tick off the one side by printing the other side, or what's the?
Well, we walk a fine line, but basically, we try to bore into what the truth of it, I guess. And I hesitate to say truth with a capital T because it's not that. It's never that. But we try to get down to the essence of these issues and determine if an event happened, get as close to what actually happened as possible. I mean, people can debate objectivity versus subjectivity, or whether we have vested interest or somebody else has vested interest. We try not to pick sides. We try to tell both sides of the story and be as fair as we can, and the chips are going to fall where they're going to fall.
Now, as an editor, I mean, even if you're not going to share it with even me or anyone, do you have an opinion usually on these matters, or a lot of times are you able to see both sides because you're working with both sides?
Yeah, we're all human. We all have opinions, sure. We try to train ourselves to keep our opinions out of our reporting.
Yeah.
To the best.
Don't drink too much and spout off, right? No, I'm just kidding.
No, well, there's that too. I mean, we have to behave because people tend to, they tend to read things in what we say more than other people. So,
Did you ever get caught off guard by someone that might say, you know what, I didn't like that you ran that, or something, in a
I get accosted in the supermarket occasionally. By people I don't even know who they are.
Right.
I mean, this is
they might have read something that just rubbed them wrong.
Are. It's like, well, what about this? And that's one thing about print. I mean, it can be 5 years later. We get stuff. It happens on the internet too. So we had kind of an amusing thing happen to us it was 4 or 5 months ago. I got a call from somebody who said, you did a news story on us and you said I was dead. Your story said I was dead. And I said,
and I'm not, right?
I said, well, wait a minute. And as it turns out, this was 6 years ago. And the writer at the time had identified the wrong brother in the story. The parents who run a foundation based on this dead brother had never told us that story was incorrect. And I talked to them later, and they said, "Well, we didn't think it was important, didn't want to upset you." But the sibling, he lives in Texas, and he's like, "I would like you to correct that on the website." Well, we couldn't get back to the original story, so we printed another story on the web only that corrected the original story. But that kind of thing, it's funny how it comes back years later. Even.
You'll get called out some random thing you don't remember the story.
No,
probably.
Or
you get a lot of stories.
People mistake who it is, or. I get the complaints. Most complaints don't bother me. I mean, it's better than the alternative. People are reading the paper, and that's great. And we're not going to make everybody happy all the time. It's just not going to happen. it's an interesting business like that. It's never dull. I'll put it that way.
Oh, I can believe that, and it's always, there's always new news, new events, and new excitement for you too.
Yeah, and it's a great place to do this.
Well, thanks so much, Drew, for hanging out with us. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and got a lot of ways we can check out what's going on and support you. We got the Wednesday and Fridays. We're gonna have the SkiHi news come out, and that's a free paper.
Right.
So it's basically all over the county. You can find different stands with the paper.
Yeah, we have more than 200 outlets.
200 outlets. Okay, so just keep your eyes open. It's out there.
You
got the website, skihidailynews.com, and then social media. So are you Twittering? Are you doing
we are tweeting. We're getting it on Instagram, and we're going to have that friends to follow.
So you can subscribe and follow all over the place. Well, thanks so much for coming by, Drew. Hope to see you again.
Well, thanks for having me, Ryan. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. With that, we'll take a break and go see what the weather's doing out there.